So, good evening, everybody. So today we're going to generate bodhichitta, and we have been generating bodhichitta long time, but still specifically today we more emphasize, and then we taken bodhisattva percepts. So when we say bodhisattva percepts, some people don't understand, and some people inspired but not fully understand, and some people concerns. Why? Because people think not only just bodhisattva percepts, but any of vows or commandments perceives, we talk in this. People think something, I am sign up something, so then I will be trouble if I couldn't commit it, or if I couldn't keep up, then we have problem. Usually people think like that. So you guys maybe didn't thought about this, or maybe didn't worry about this. Hopefully that's why you are here. But just in case, anybody listening tonight, if you have this worry for future, so I'm going to discuss a little bit this important. This is a very big problem everywhere. I've been many places, many countries, yeah, so I know that's big problem internationally. So this is, I think, not only students' problem, but who presenting these teachings and empowerment, maybe sometimes they present maybe not that great. So in my perspective, this is not something we worry about. Especially if we are inspired by this Mahayana path, this bodhisattva path, this idea of bodhicitta, then we should not worry about this. Do you know why? Bodhicitta idea is we realize being in the samsara countless times is because of self-focus, which means oneself is more important than any other. There's countless beings enlightened because of the opposite, thinking others. Because others is innumerable. Oneself is only one. So that's why in even a deeper level, there is no one or other. But that's too deep. But it's just easy to know others are innumerable and oneself is one. So therefore, if we focus and narrow or one, then is even you had enthusiastic and determination of nirvana attained, and even you have full renunciation, the whole world, the whole samsara, which means usually we are attached that status, recognition, praise, fame, and everything. Is still, if your idea is, I will free from samsara to attain nirvana, is still focusing one. So instead, I will attain fully enlightenment for the benefit all sentient beings. But when we say benefit, then we have to understand very clearly, not just a little benefits, but the ultimate benefits, which means enlightenment, of course. That's we have to realize and be inspired by this. Does not have to have you have this commitment right now, but we inspired by this first. If you inspired, then there is always a process and progress. That is nature for everything. So, first we understand this idea. The idea is first, very clearly, precisely. Oh, this is not just loving, kind, compassion. It's more than this. Something you think in limitless sentient beings, limitless quality of enlightenment. Everything is limitless benefits. Oh, this is the idea. First, get this idea. From this idea, you inspired, so your attitude changes. This one thing. When you changed your attitude, if you remain on this attitude, then your feelings will change. Your feelings change means not just change, but progress. And then, when your feelings change or improve every day, of course, every day, number one, or every month, or at least every day, every year, then your emotions even change. So that means even your physical body could be changed, improve. So that means entirety of you are transforming. But always have to start from idea, then attitude, then feelings, then emotion. Is that right? Everything that way. Some occasional, exceptional cases, you have sudden changes. But in general, everything like this way. So this we have to understand. One. And then we could have some obstacles. Just say, oh, innumerable sentient beings, how can I deliver Buddhahood? That's not possible. That is not realistic. That is not understandable. Some people can think that, not everybody, but a very sophisticated and people can think like that. Meant to be intelligent. That kind of people think of that. Normal people don't think that. And then is wrong. Your intelligence is limited. Your intelligence is didn't go right away. So, it's not about calculation. We have to understand this. This is not about calculation or measurements. We're talking about something immeasurable idea. So enlightenment always immeasurable. So you measuring. So your intelligence have some problem. So we have to understand that first. And the second problem, oh yes, the idea is nice, but maybe I don't take the vows. Because take a vows means I sign up something. If I have problem later on, then I get a punishment. This is the idea. So this is also we bring samsaric ideas into the enlightening path. So no good. There is similarities sometimes. Why? Because we start from samsara. But you have to go beyond this. So it's not about thinking or future. If I did wrong, then I get punishment. This also like, again, you try to generate bodhicitta, even you inspired by this, but still the bad habit of thinking of me. So that's why, I will get punishment. A punishment means, like this, I break a vow, then I go to hell, that kind of. So this is totally wrong way of thinking. Instead, can I have this attitude and this inspiration even 1 minute? Even 1 minute is incredible value and priceless. So this we have to understand. So if I took Bodhisattva vows, that is incredible. Why? Think about how many sentient beings on this earth, how many people thinking like your way. Inspired by the idea of liberate all sentient beings for the ultimate benefits. How many have this? So you can have it now. If you want transformed world, you have to start from mental activity. not physical activity. So you already start. It's same as you transform your inner universe. Kalachakra talk about external universe, internal universe, enlightened universe. So which means external universe means we talk about this scientific idea, huge world, these innumerable galaxies and distance. Internal world means you, entirety of you. And who judging this or distinguishing this universe is you, which means you is equal to the universe. Without you, how you know this? Not possible. So you are the internal universe. But where is enlightenment universe? Without you, don't know. Nothing. So we may think, oh, without me, the others can enlighten me. But how do you know? What do you even know others? It's just you, from you. So that means the really most important is you. We are individual. So if we want to transform enlightenment and to benefit all sentient beings, which means the whole universe, there's no bigger than this. There is no any bigger than idea of this. So this, if you have this idea, this feeling, this inspiration, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, this is the most important. Not, oh, if I take a vow, and then if I broke later, then if I go to hell. This is, you should never think about. This is, if you compare, you generated right now is really useless. Because we don't even know we die before break the vow. One thing. If you didn't die before break a vow, the Bodhisattva vow is remains for lifetimes, not this lifetime. Bodhisattva vow is only remain until you die. But Bodhisattva vow is remain until you enlightened, unless you break. But even you break, you can repair. Bodhisattva vows like gold container. Gold container, you can, even you break, whatever, you can do again. You redo again. You redo again. Compare that, Bodhisattva vows is a broken chana content. So it's difficult to repair exactly as before. But still, it's not, we can glue together, or you can do similar like this, but not exactly as before. But golden container, you can do exactly as before. No matter how many times you break, you make holes, or whatever. So, why? Because from the beginning, Bodhisattva vow means self-liberation, motivation. That's why. Last week, I can't remember explain or not, but you can take refuge, Bodhisattva vows with bodhichitta motivation. Then it's become different. But Bodhisattva vow means anybody can take. You don't have to be monk, you don't have to be monastic life, you don't have to be even human. Therefore, before I invite all non-human beings. Why? Because Bodhisattva vow anybody can take. Generate bodhicitta, anybody, any sentient being can take. So even we have that story, Buddha Shakyamuni first bodhicitta got in hell-bound form, hell-bound rebirth. That kind of story we have. So therefore, the most important, your inspiration, your motivation, and cost nothing. Cost nothing. So, therefore, especially when we connect it with the Kalachakra, we not just have long-term goal, one day I'm enlightened. Therefore, one day I can liberate the sentient beings. But Kalachakra, we had special mission. Very soon we can make this world become much better than now. Unbiased, no discrimination. Unbiased loving, compassion. So the result, genuine peace, harmony, connecting with Shambhala, because Shambhala is Bodhisattva realm. Not just one Bodhisattva, all the Bodhisattvas. Incredible merits and skills, power, specifically rescue this life, this earth. So we are connected with this. That's why I think the most important inspiration. You understood? Any questions about this? Okay. If you have no questions, then what time is it?
It's only
8:30.
8:10.
8:10. Okay. Don't know how long take this one. Maybe we go first this one. If you have no questions, we can go this.
The aspiration?
Yeah. So we start, and then if you have time, we can discuss later.
Because we won't be streaming the ceremony, so if there's more teachings, maybe we do that first.
Is okay. What what teachings now? We don't need to talk about Bodhisattva precepts, what is you have in the book, and so what else we talk?
Okay.
Any questions?
Regarding motivation? Maybe?
Huh? Motivation?
No, I'm just asking.
Ah, you have the motivation. Okay. So you understand. Okay, let's say, talk about motivation a little bit. Let's say, what is motivation so important? Why? Let's say, your idea and your attitude and your motivation, this is three the most important. But even these three, which one is the most important? The motivation, number one, important. Why? Because if you have the idea, if you have the attitude, a better, good idea and good attitude, and then you motivate, that's a little bit easy and natural. But even you didn't have good idea, even you didn't have attitude, still you can motivate temporarily, not naturally, but you can generate that motivation. Like, let's say, loving all sentient beings, caring all sentient beings, and not just wish, but of course you start from wish, liberate all sentient beings, and then you feel like a commitment, liberate sentient beings, feel responsible, liberate sentient beings. This motivation, if you have naturally had, because you have very good idea of this, and you already transformed the attitude, but without to this, you can generate temporarily. And when you generate, why is so important the motivation? Because remember, we all living with karmic range life, which means everything about karma. Every moment you generate in karma, every experience is your result of your karma. We are living like that karma, which means really unpredictable. But this karma, where they come from? Come from your motivation in the past. But in the past, we had limit motivations. Even we had compassion, even we had good qualities, still limit. Now, we are so fortunate, made this precious of Dharma, of bodhichitta, this idea. So you start limitless of thinking, limitless of motivation, then you really transforming. Even you don't see it, even don't feel it yet, it is transforming. Because we don't everything feel it, we don't everything see it, anything occurs in our life. But it still occurs. Similarly, even we don't fear, it's transforming. If I give you an example, let's say, if we can see motivation, let's say, first, you have bad motivation, or just nature. And nature, if we can see, nature is like white, let's say the bad motivation is like black. If we can see like TV screen, like the kind of white and black, and then any different motivations can, like different colors, you can see. Every different motivation, you can see different. If somebody, scientifically, something machine in your hair, head and heart, and then you can see this. Then you try to change your motivation, you change your thinking, and everybody see these different colors. It's that kind of the motivation. When we say karma, your motivation start. Your intention, motivation start. And this change in color. And even then they change the color, we think finish, but it's not finished, it's saved. In computer, we change colors, automatically saved it. You think it's gone, but it's not gone later on. See, everything history. It's that kind of. So therefore, the motivation is most important. Then if you have natural motivation of this bodhicitta, but even you didn't have natural, but you can generate. So that's why you receive in Bodhisattva vows. What do you need? Temporary strong motivation. That's all you need. Minimum. So then you can receive. Okay, then receive the vows. What's the benefits? Because people don't think this is receive vows. I'm not changing nothing. That's still the same. But you change. When we say vow, no vow. Everything, every kind of your motivation or your physical activities of virtues, the result million times, billion times, or trillion times different than you didn't have vow. Different. Let's say somebody not taking a vow. Usually people think that, okay, I don't take vows because then I didn't sign up. But still I can practice every day. So I didn't sign up, so I later have no trouble. But I still can try every day. Yes, you can try every day. You may not trouble later on because you didn't sign up. Yes, correct. But you try every day without vows is like some very small business every day generating money, let's say every day $100. Okay. But you had vows and then you're doing this is like every day generating million, 3 billion and a month, like that kind of generating. So that is a different one thing. Second one, different is, yes, you will not trouble because you didn't get specific troubles because you didn't sign up, you didn't promise it. Yes, I agree. But you have other troubles. That's the problem. And who did sign up and promise it, for them, yes, maybe you will trouble because you will break. Yes, but if this trouble is, you better have this trouble than you never promised. Which means, let's say you committed a business, like you're generating money, because I'm talking about with money, because everybody understands that's very easily. Everybody live with money, So you live, you sign up the business, and you spend in every day, every week a lot, but you generate in much more than you spend in. That kind of. Yes, you will get trouble if you every time you break vows, you have bad consequences. Yes, but until you break up, you keeping vows is much more bigger than your troubles. This is people have to understand. This is very logical, you know. Otherwise, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas wouldn't give this idea us. If it's like I wouldn't say this, but if it's like we have trouble, God create us, right? And then if we do all bad things, then God punishes us for in the hell, then hell forever. It's not that kind of idea. So that's why we have to understand the opposite. So Buddha's Bodhisattvas never give us this idea, if it's like that. So therefore, even Patimokshara vows, you can't repair in this life. You broke, completely can't repair. But that doesn't mean you can purify the negativities. You completely purify. You can, no problem. And you can generate more merits and everything. And that's why during the Buddha time, so many of them become arhat. Bodhisattva, of course, anytime. Every person, every form. So that's why bodhicitta is something we try every moment, at least once a day. The best 6 times a day. You know, think about it. It's not like Muslim prayer and you have to go special room and you have to go there. It's not like that. Every moment, whenever, it doesn't matter where you are. Bodhisattva is like this. The Bodhisattva vow is you can receive every day. And you can refresh every day. That kind of idea. Okay? And the motivation is, that's why important. Everything starts from your mind and shift in your mind and experience it from your mind. Experience it from mind. It's not very, very simple, but this generates the whole world. Nobody can defeat this. Even science, not possible. Okay?